Taekwondo champion. I want to do that even though it's probably not even Taekwondo. And mum of two, Lauren Burns, back in the kitchen to share some recipe ideas for babies and toddlers. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do want to do that,
You have to do the noise as well.
That's not right, is it? Well, if we want to do something quick, what is it for Taekwondo?
Oh, you could do a bit of a like that. Yeah. But the noise is what makes you feel good, really.
Yeah, I feel good already.
What are you preparing for us today,
we've got a cream of broccoli soup. So
Yum.
the thing about this one is we've got brown rice flakes. So here's the brown rice flakes. And what that does is it makes it really creamy and beautiful. And it's a good family meal because you can season it up. You can make it and give it to your babies and then season it up a bit more for the adults in the family.
Is it good fibre as well?
Great fibre with the brown rice flakes. Good complex carbohydrate and it's got more nutrients in it as well.
Whole grain cooked in 3 minutes.
So I feed
good.
my little girl's 10 months and this is her favourite food.
So what would be the earliest age you'd introduce a complex carbohydrate like that?
Probably about 8 months. I'd give something that's got this many things in one dish. So when you're introducing solids, you just start with one, obviously. You know, you might do apples, pears, pumpkin, you know, all on their own. You got that on. So a bit of 1 onion.
Yes.
Do you want to just pop
I'll
that
whack
in?
that in.
And give it a stir. And Georgie, do you want to start chopping up the
Broccoli?
broccoli?
Any particular design?
No, rough chopping because we're going to zhuzh it all at the end.
Okay.
And just, you can put the stems in as well. I just cut the very ends off, so they're a bit more fibrous.
I love the stem.
The stem's beautiful, yeah.
Now, your book is fabulous.
Thank you.
These recipes are from your book. It's a vegetarian cookbook.
Chuck
And we
the garlic
used your
in.
book, Food from a Loving Home, it's called, and we used it on Monday night. Simon made your agadashi tofu.
Oh, wonderful.
Really easy to follow.
Great.
Yeah, it was really wonderful.
It's
What's
been so
agadashi tofu?
It's so you crumb the tofu, and you just put it in a bowl with a beautiful broth, a beautiful Japanese stock broth, and then
is it deep fried?
It's not deep. It's no.
That was a legitimate question.
Sort of taste deep fried.
Yeah. You just crumb. So it's got potato flour, so it's all crispy and beautiful, and you can have it with some rice on the side, some daikon radish. Yeah.
I'm such a fan of soup, Lauren, let me tell you. I love winter just because it's soup town.
Oh, and soup's also a great way to pack lots of nutrients into a meal for kids.
Very true.
So
Just
I'll
while I
pour
cut my
this
nails
in.
again.
Just some water. So there's just 750 mils of water there.
Right. So that's sort of like a little onion and garlic stock in the end, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. And we'll just put all of the broccoli in.
Is this fine enough for you?
Yep.
I've got a feeling there is going to be the use of a food processor at some stage.
There is, but I've actually got some zhuzhed up here. We can see this is the finished product, which is.
I want to eat it.
You have some.
Can I?
Yeah, please do.
It's so good. We just got an email. We had Julie Marie Wood on yesterday, like yourself, trying to help us introduce foods to toddlers.
It's good. Delicious.
Have some, Georgie.
We had an
There's
email
another spoon.
from someone yesterday who was saying really helped. You know, these recipes are really helping. They're helping debunk the myth, and it's so much hard work when you're busy.
That's right. And you know, I've got little
creamy.
kids too, and sometimes I'm just putting some stock in there.
It's so creamy. How is that?
It's
the brown rice flakes.
And there's a bit of milk in, so there's a bit of at the end. You just put once it's all boiled up.
Yeah.
Give it a zhuzh and put the milk in as well. So I've just got full cream milk there, but you can use rice
Wonderful.
milk.
Can I quickly ask you about these little goodies you've got here? This is a bit of quinoa.
Yeah, a bit of quinoa. So, and it's a great way to add some protein. So if I'm cooking rice, I'll always add a handful of quinoa, just because it gives more protein for the little
What
ones.
is quinoa? Like I've used it, but for people at home who haven't used it, what is it exactly?
It's a grain, so
Right.
it's like
It's a grain superfood.
Yeah, it is a superfood. It's an ancient grain,
Yep.
and it's got a really big amino acid profile. So
Chock
it's great.
full of protein.
Yeah,
Okay, and
wonderful.
what's this one here?
So this is some spelt pasta, and it's a great way to
Pasta.
Yes.
I just spelt pasta.
I know. My 2-year-old.
I just got that.
My 2-year-old would eat that for every meal. So
Right.
if you're going to give them pasta, you know, have a spelt pasta. This is some brown rice ramen, so it's a good alternative
love
to
ramen. Noodles,
2-minute
beautiful.
noodles.
I love it. They're all tricky
good for
things
mum as
because you can
well.
get white alternatives to that, but they're the healthy ones. Thank you so much, Lauren. We'll be back to whip up some yummy tofu chocky mousse.
Yum.
Yum.
Welcome back. You're watching The Circle. We are in the kitchen with the lovely Lauren Burns. He's giving us some tips on how to feed bubbers and toddlers. What is this dish you're going to make?
Well, this is a bit of a treat. This is tofu chocolate mousse. So
tofu chocolate mousse.
It is a chocolate mousse, but we're using really good quality chocolate, and we've
Right.
got tofu, so it gives us a little bit more protein as well.
This is good for people who may be intolerant to dairy.
Yeah, if you use a good quality dark chocolate, there's no dairy in it. So we've got some chocolate melting here, which once that's done, we'll just add the eggs. So do you want to just whisk up those eggs?
Is that true? Dark chocolate has no dairy.
No dairy, so it's a great
didn't know
option
that.
for kids that
Heaps
can't
of
have dairy.
antioxidants too, doesn't it?
And it is a real treat. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. And yep, so that just goes in with the chocolate.
Okay.
It's not 100% melted. Is that
Oh,
okay? Or
No, wait till it melts a little bit, and then we'll
all right.
chuck that in. So in here we've got a silken tofu, so it's really smooth and
That's the really soft one.
really soft. Now the
What
one
does
I
it look
use
like in a packet? So
just
we know
over
how to
here. Now
buy
this
it.
one I just grabbed from Coles, and it's on the shelf, so it's not in the fridge.
Oh,
and the
okay.
secret with the tofu chocolate mousse is that you want to get one that's not really beany. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
have that tofu beany taste. So
Yes.
basically, you know, you wouldn't even know it was here.
Can I smell it?
Did this come
Yeah,
out
it
of
doesn't smell
experimentation
Yeah.
in the kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I've served it to people who say they hate tofu and they don't even know it's in it. So
People are real haters on tofu, aren't they? I love
well,
tofu.
they've just never had it the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
So just as that's cooking, I've also bought here some bliss balls.
Can I have a taste
yes,
one of these?
Please, have a
So
taste.
what's in a bliss ball?
So these are packed full of protein. There's lots of nuts. So there's almonds, cashews, sunflower seeds, dates, sultanas, a bit of fresh orange juice.
a dirty old healthy rumble.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't
But
it?
for a kid, that looks like a party. You know,
Doesn't
so
taste any different to the Marie biscuit condensed milk version.
No, it's good, isn't it?
you
really
can
good.
freeze those as well. They just roll up. You can put them in the freezer, and then I just pull them out. You know, they're great for kids' lunches after school.
So what's in them? Quinoa and all sorts of bits?
No,
or-
mainly nuts and dates, sultanas, a little bit of cocoa. You can put
It's a sweet.
Lauren Byrne,
something sweet.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe the flavour in
Sweetness
those.
in there coming from.
there's a little bit of orange juice, but mainly the dates and the sultanas.
Oh, yeah.
You can put other things in, but I quite like that they're really light. Like some other, sometimes they can be a bit dense. So we'll pop those in if that's
Mind
ready.
you, we're not bagging the rumble.
Oh, don't
Hey,
get us wrong.
Yeah.
But good
for the little kids.
Good for the kids to start
Yeah.
on healthy stuff.
So I'm just
and
putting
then,
a little bit of sugar in with
and
that.
go to
Work up to the
work
rumble.
up to the rumble.
So we'll just give that a whiz.
I just love how we're, as parents, we're so concerned with, the health and nutrition and stuff. The damage that our children are going to do to themselves in their late teens and early 20s.
So have a taste of the chocolate
My
mousse.
God.
While
We've got to think of it as
Have a
giving
little
them some
taste
head
of that.
start, don't we? So this
Yeah.
is the tofu chocolate mousse. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
from
then
Joe.
we're just going to pop the chocolate into here and then mix it up with some egg whites.
I don't want
Jeez,
to.
it's pretty good.
I don't
It's
want to
good,
ruin
isn't
this,
it?
Lauren Burns. Am I doing that
That's all
right?
Yep, that's
That tastes
perfect.
exactly like a normal chocolate
It
mousse,
does.
Swanee.
You'd never know. Yeah, have a taste.
Great. Beautiful. Now,
I
very
just don't
quickly
wanna-
before
I don't
we
wanna
go,
break
we've got a few
things.
more seconds. These are your alternatives to
Yeah,
sugar.
to some sugar. So you can play around with it. There's some spelt syrup, barley malt, rice syrup, agave syrup, and they're just a bit more complex, so they won't give you a big sugar spike.
Tastes like chocolate mousse.
You wouldn't know, would you? If someone served you that with some cream, you wouldn't have the cream because of the dairy
Well, you
thing. Whoops. But
But if you're not
you wouldn't
dairy intolerant, you can have that with cream. Some beautiful
Wow.
Welcome back. You're watching The Circle. We're finishing up around the table. Lauren Burns.
This is
Broccoli
delightful.
soup.
Oh, thank
Delicious.
you.
It's really creamy, but it tastes so healthy at the same time. It's not that fatty.
Yeah, it's
taste.
not heavy. It's the brown rice flakes just makes it so creamy.
And girls, you'll have to try the chocky mousse made with tofu. Just beautiful.
For doing that.
You really
Yeah.
can't tell that it's tofu.
No.
In fact, if I was
This'll be the
packaging
taste
it,
test because I'm hopeless.
I'd call it I can't believe it's tofu.
No way you'd know.
No way.
in the world.
Beautiful.
Hey, earlier in the
It's
show,
lovely.
if you just tuned in, James Young, our music guru, told us about a new Muppet CD where they're going to cover a lot of famous songs, and one of them they're going to cover is It's Not Easy Being Green. Well, we've got news for you, the Muppets. Someone on this table's already done that. Let's take a look at young Denise Drysdale.
Look at your cut price Kermit.
What year was that, Macy?
About 75, I think. That's a Sally Brown dress.
And I understand this is for Countdown. This was one of the first film clips for a song filmed outside the studio.
It was for Countdown. And I compared that day, that week.
Look how cute you are.
Look at your little bob. No. You have the same haircut.
How innocent do I look?
For how long? How long have you had the haircut for?
I've always had it. And because you know what someone told me years and years ago, don't ever change your hairstyle because then they can never tell how old you are. And what
Is genius. Your boobs aren't that big. You complain about your big boobs. They look all right there.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think they grew after
Did
that.
they?
They started looking down.
They do that, those pesky buzzies. Once again, please thank the gorgeous Lauren Burns.
Thanks, Bum.
This is her book. It's just chock full of gorgeous, healthy things. So give it a go, particularly if you've got a tricky kid at home. Now, on tomorrow's show, my old mate Dicko will be here to tell us more about his new show, Can of Worms. You've probably seen the ads. And we'll hear the remarkable story of Australian photojournalist Nigel Brennan, who was kidnapped and held captive for over a year in Somalia. Amazing story. We'll also have Shane D'Elia to cook for you. And we'll hear from legendary songwriter Jimmy Webb, the man behind songs like Up, Up and Away.
And MacArthur Park.
Is melting in the dark. We'll be back tomorrow at 10. Bye.